What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Restoration Rundown podcast, the podcast that's dedicated to you, the restoration business owner. Welcome back. My name is Ben, your host, and I'm the CEO of Ironclad Restoration Marketing, where I help restoration business owners get more sales just by getting their internet marketing right. So whether you're streaming us on one of your audio platforms, when you're watching on YouTube, I think today's episode, although it may be brief, is actually pretty important for your business, especially when it comes to getting leads for your restoration business from digital means. Now, we're going to talk specifically today about Google Business Profile and more specifically reviews, how you should get them or how you can get them. And then what are you going to do with them once you get those reviews? Now, we all know, or you should know by now, your Google Business Profile for a service-based company like the property damage restoration industry is very important to your exposure in the digital world, right? The more exposure you have as a business, the more likely people are to choose you when they're looking for somebody to do the type of business that you do. So service-based industry people, roofers, plumbers, electricians, restoration contractors, anybody that does residential work, even some commercial work in the terms of property damage restoration, you're going to rely pretty heavily on search engines, specifically Google. And one of the things Google has is the Google Business Profile, formerly Google Plus, Google Places, Google Business, Google My Business, whatever it's used to be called. Now they're calling it the Google Business Profile. Back last year now, Google released a major algorithm update weighing your ranking factor pretty heavily on your Google Business Profile, where it's always been important. Okay, so I want to say that first. Your Google Business Profile or your Google My Business has always been an important part of your online footprint that you should have. Remember, here at Ironclad Restoration Marketing, we preach the omnipresence method. Being omnipresent, being everywhere, right? You want to cast a wide net. You don't want to just concentrate or put all your eggs into one basket like social media, LinkedIn, Google, for instance, or even print media. You want to be omnipresent, right? You don't want to back yourself into a corner to have to use any one of those channels. You want to have and utilize every one of those channels for your best, for the best chance of actually being found and getting those leads that you need. So we're talking about the Google Business Profile, something that we've gone over a few times, and we're actually preparing a internet marketing plan. We're going to do a really long episode about all the things you need to be doing for 2022 and moving now into 2023. Can't believe it's the end of the year already, but we're going to be diving into great detail what to do with your Google Business Profile because it's such an important part of your ranking factor when it comes to organic rankings. So let's say you have a Google Business Profile, you're actively managing it like we suggest, you're posting regularly, you're uploading pictures, and you're trying to get reviews. Reviews are a big area of I don't want to say contention, but we get mixed signals from people when it comes to reviews, and we're suggesting to our clients that you need to get more. Reviews on your Google business page are super powerful. Okay. There's a few reasons for this, and I'll go over them briefly. One, just from a common sense perspective, if somebody's going to take the time to leave you a good review, that it means a lot, right? We usually tend to leave reviews when we're mad about something. You had a bad experience at a restaurant, you're going to leave a bad review, you're pissed off, you're probably going to go do that right away. Or a bad experience with somebody that's done something to you to make you mad. It's more motivating, I guess, to leave a bad review. So good reviews are harder to get, right? You've really got to hit that sweet spot of that person that's super happy. You got to overperform for them. Then the work begins on trying to have them actually leave you a review. And as you know, if you've been managing your Google Business Profile for any amount of time, it's not that easy to do. So today I'm going to walk you through a couple things as well as far as how to get reviews, some things we've seen some success with our clients, and then more so, what are you going to do with those reviews once you get them? So we'll go back into why Google reviews are powerful. So I've already talked about, people having the motivation to go leave you a good review is a big deal. Google knows that. Other people know that. The other thing that Google reviews do is it helps convert traffic, right? So what do you do when you're looking for somebody to do something for you? You're probably going to do a Google search, or you're going to look on any type of search engine. Once you find a few companies, you're going to vet them out, right? And you're going to look at their reviews. If you have a company that's got a ton of negative reviews and it's something that, is going to probably scare you away versus somebody that has, the majority of good reviews. Now, let's face it, you're never going to be able to make everybody happy. Some people have very skewed expectations about what your job is going to be. We deal with it here at Ironclad as well. Some people think that you can turn a switch on and make every one of their keywords be on page one of Google within 2 weeks. And that's just not the case. And sometimes, no matter how much we talk to them about it and tell them that it's going to take months and months to get you there, and give them specific performance and based goals that are going to be along the line, some people just don't want to listen. Those typically are the people that are going to go leave you a bad review, and they're just going to just slander you. And as unfair as it is, there is some value there for a business owner in being able to respond to those negative reviews. So good, bad, or ugly, or indifferent, Google reviews are very powerful. Now, we talked about the conversions, right? So people are going to vet you out and you have a lot of good reviews and you're not ruining people's stuff all the time and they're leaving you terrible reviews. And there's a lot of people leaving you good reviews and you're getting them consistently. You're going to increase the conversions from visitors to your Google business profile page or your website into phone calls. Not to mention Google likes them. So your reviews are a part of your ranking factor. Okay. Consistent reviews coming into your business are going to help your organic rankings. Now, we're talking about organic rankings. For those of you who don't know, those are the listings that are just below the maps when you do a Google search, okay? Those are usually a direct result of SEO. If you're paying anybody to do your digital marketing, SEO's goal is to get you climbing higher in the organic rankings for keywords that are relevant to your business. Now, the maps rankings used to be decoupled from that. It's been trending to where they're kind of married now. And since the latest algorithm update, we're finding in-house that your Google business profile and your organic rankings are absolutely joined at the hip. So if you are doing any kind of SEO, you got to be careful not to limit yourself to only doing your on-page stuff on your website. You need to start having somebody or your SEO company manage your Google business profile to make sure that they're working in concert together, because you should be linking back and forth through them. It only makes sense, right? People are using Google's platform to find what you do via maps a lot of times. And if you have a nice connection between your maps rankings or maps listing and your website, you're only going to be able to benefit from higher ranked keywords and more traffic to your site. All right. But we're not going to dive too much into the Google business profile. We're going to save that for the long episode. But today we're going to talk about reviews. Okay. So we already know that reviews are good. I can give you a million other reasons why besides the ones I've already talked about. But getting them is tough. Okay. We know that every industry, doesn't matter what you do, it's hard to get somebody to leave you a review. So a few things that you can think about or you can start implementing in your company right now are what we see is getting about a 60 to 75% return on reviews. So every 10 reviews we ask for, or we have our clients ask for, they're getting 6 or 7. It may take a little while, but here's the trick. You can't stop at just asking. Okay. You have to be relentless. You have to put your sales cap on and ask until they tell you to leave them alone, or they actually leave you a review. All right. And a few ways that you can ask your clients for reviews are print. Okay. So a lot of times we'll have our clients will design and print a little postcard that they can include in their outgoing paperwork for the client. You can mail it to them however you want to hand it to them. It's a little piece of print with a QR code that goes right to the review section of your Google business profile. That's one great way, but it's not the end all. The other things that we do are email. Okay, so at some point, you're probably going to collect somebody's email during intake, during these projects that you're doing for them. So use the email, right? If you're doing any kind of email marketing, that's great. Send them some value. Send them a happy Thanksgiving email. That should all be a part of your business model and your operations from a digital perspective, because it keeps you at the top of their mind. But some of those emails, and one email in particular, you should be asking them for a Google review. So you've done a great job for them. You've restored their property. A lot of times it's a very traumatic experience. So, what we find is sending that email, sending the postcard at the same time, right when you're wrapping up, right when they're getting back into their home, right when the reconstruction is done, is going to help you out, getting them to take action and actually leave your review. They're happy. They're euphoric. You've done a great job, hopefully. And the other thing that we do is we'll have our clients text. So if you have any kind of text marketing set up in your company, or you're, a 4-man show, or you've only got one van, or you by yourself, you should have their phone numbers, and you should have been communicating via text or via phone call all the time. So doing the big 3, printing a postcard, they're really easy to design. You can hire somebody to design and print one, or you can go to Canva for free and design a review card. If you have the book, I have an example in my book, The No BS Guide to Internet Marketing for Restoration Contractors. You can take a look at something, but it's really straightforward. It's hey, thank you for your business. Your reviews are really important to our business model. Please take some time to share your experience, and just make it really easy for them. Click a QR code or scan a QR code and they'll go and leave you a review. But if you do that, you text for the review and you email, that's a good start. But you can't leave it there. If they still don't leave you a review from that time, you need to stay on it, right? So every couple of weeks or whenever you think about it, send another text, send another email. Okay. You really need to take the position that, hey, we're just trying to make sure that if there's anything that we can improve to give other customers a better experience, we want to hear from you, right? We need your feedback. And so does Google. So you want to really try to get these reviews. Now, some of the clients that we have that have the most success are relentless. They are, like I mentioned before, they're asking and asking and asking until they're told to screw off or they're actually get a review from them. And that's kind of what you have to do. Because, think about the mentality of it. Again, I can't overstate, people aren't really motivated when they're happy to leave a review, right? They're more motivated when you're mad. So make sure you're asking for those reviews. The 3 ways that we find work the best, again, are the print, phone call, or text, and an email. And do it until they say no or leave you a review. So now you've got these reviews, right? And one thing I do want to touch base on, a lot of people, what they're going to do is they're going to go and they'll listen to this. And if you're guilty of this, everybody is pretty much, you're going to listen to this podcast and say, well, damn, I'm going to go try to get a bunch of reviews right now. And you get 10 in 1 month. That's awesome. Great. You got 10 good reviews. That's wonderful, but you need to be consistent with it. Just like everything else when it comes to marketing, you need to be consistent. I'd rather see a company get 2 reviews a month consistently for an entire year versus somebody get 10 and then never get any more for the rest of the time they're operating, which happens a lot. And usually it's not 10. Usually it's like 3, and it's like their mom and grandma and somebody they know and a brother and an employee, which is great. The more the better. But you want to be more so you want to be consistent with getting these reviews. So you need to create a process or a system in your company with your techs, with your salespeople, with anybody that is working in your business to try to get these reviews and then stay on top of them and make sure that you're responding to the reviews appropriately. Okay. And that goes for good or bad reviews. I mentioned before, you're never going to make everybody happy, right? Everybody has a different set of expectations. Some people have some issues, and some people even try to blackmail people to give bad reviews. You still need to respond to those reviews, and you need to show Google and you need to show potential customers that you're not argumentative, that you appreciate the feedback, good or bad, and that you would like to know how to improve the customer's experience in the future. Put your customer service hat on for a second and really think about what you would like to see and how you would like a company to respond. We have clients that'll get on there and argue with somebody. They'll say, no, this is wrong and you're fake and blah, 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 blah. Here's the circumstances of the situation. How could you leave me a bad review? And that's the wrong thing to do, because one, you're opening the door for that person to just come back and keep going. And much like politics or WWF, it kind of really doesn't make sense to argue about it, right? So you want to have a response that's vague, generic, and shows, again, potential customers that you are there for them and you want to improve your customer experience. So you get a negative review, respond to it. Hey, thank you so much for the feedback. We take a lot of pride in our work, and we want to make sure that we're enhancing our experiences for our customers every single day. Here's our phone number. I would love to jump on a call with you to talk about ways that we can improve your experience in the future or possibly remedy this situation. Thank you so much for taking the time to leave this review. As much as you're saying that through your teeth and you're gritting your teeth and you want to, yell, especially when they're leaving some phony stuff or it's just, completely false information, that's the correct way to respond to it. Now, the other way, when you get a good review, still respond to that too with almost the same out the box response. If you could be specific about the work type, that's great. Just remember, these reviews are for everyone to see. So you don't want to turn off a potential lead by not responding or responding in a way that's unsavory. Okay. And that's just common sense. Everybody knows this stuff. But just keep it in the back of your mind. Now, one review hack that will work really well for you, if you have a customer that you have this great relationship over a couple months that you've been working together, and you can have them leave before and after photos or any type of photo, like the damage before, hey, I'm so happy with what these guys did. That'll go a long ways for rankings and kind of give you a little bit of a leg up, because not only does Google check these reviews out and see how you respond, but if there's pictures or keywords left by the clients, it's going to help Google connect you with other people that are looking for what you do. Okay. So a positive customer experience backed with pictures and backed with keywords is huge. And it's going to help you not only with Google and your rankings, but other people are going to look at that and check it out as well. So that's something that, that's like a step above. The minimum is try to get a few reviews or one review a month. But if you can really massage these and figure out a way to word your email properly, even provide them with pictures for it, just kind of make it really easy for them to leave you a review, it'll just go a little bit further in helping you out. So now you've got a lot of reviews. What to do with them, right? We know how powerful they are, and we know that they help convert traffic. So we want to be able to display these reviews anywhere you're getting reviews. Google's the big one, but if you have Facebook reviews or Yelp or Angie's List, whatever, great. It all is the same. You should be displaying these on your website. Now, if any of you have ever listened to or watched my webinars on internet marketing plans, which we're about to do here in the beginning of this year coming up, one thing we talk about is conversions and like some of the fundamentals for your website to increase conversions. One of those fundamentals outside of phone number and all the common sense stuff is actually displaying your reviews, your USP, your unique selling proposition. And what better unique selling proposition for a restoration company than 5-star Google reviews? So if you have a WordPress website, which we highly recommend for all our clients, we only use WordPress websites for our clients. There's a lot of great plugins that you can use, and other Wix probably has it, and Squarespace and all the other website builders out there. But I know for a fact that WordPress has plugins that'll actually pull your Google reviews from your Google business profile and display them on your website. So that's giving you two really cool things. One, you're having your reviews displayed on your website. So if somebody navigates to your site and they're seeing they have a way to look at your reviews right there, wonderful. And two, you're creating a really nice backlink between your website and your Google business profile page. All right. So, and I will say the free versions of these plugins will just kind of randomize your reviews. So if you have a few like 1-star bad reviews, whether they're legitimate or not, you may want to think about getting the paid version because you can cherry pick the reviews that you would like to show on your website. Obviously, you don't want to have a bunch of bad reviews and they change every time somebody refreshes the site. So you may get lucky and have like your only 2 1-star reviews being displayed on your homepage. And there's a few different ways around that. One, buy the plugin, you can cherry pick the reviews, or 2, just make a graphic and throw it on your website. When they click it, it goes to your Google business profile review section. All right. So, and the other thing that you can do with these reviews is start using them for social media content. A lot of restoration contractors ask me all the time, hey, what do we do with social to try to get more leads? And we've talked about this on the pod. We talk about this in Internet Marketing Plan, Ironclad Restoration Marketing. We've got a ton of information of this or on this on our website at ironcladrestorationmarketing.com. But one of the things you can do if you're looking for social media content is get on Canva. It's free. Do a screen grab of your review. Include some pictures of the job, put your logo on it, and make a social media post out of it and show it. Put that in your caption. Have it on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, your Pinterest, wherever you use, wherever your attention is as a business, which it should be everywhere. Remember the omnipresence method. You should display those reviews everywhere. Be proud of them. If you're going to bust your butt to get people to leave your reviews, let's use them as much as possible. Let's squeeze as much juice out of that lemon as you possibly can. So that's it, really. As hard as it is to get these Google reviews, you need to have some sort of system in your business to elicit those reviews from your customers. Every single person at your company should understand how to ask for reviews, what to do with those reviews, and also how important they are, which I guess will just back up the first 2 ideas. And just remember, it's not easy to get them. All right. And you have to be relentless. And also, you got to make sure you're responding to these reviews, and then let's be proud of them and let's display them on your website. If anybody has any questions about Google reviews or your Google business profile page at all, shoot us a DM, drop a comment on our YouTube, email us, visit our website. I've got about 300 videos on there and you can learn a little bit more and follow along with us here on the Restoration Rundown podcast. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We've got some really cool shows coming up to wrap this year up. I'm really excited. One of them is the Internet Marketing Plan for 2023. You're not going to want to miss that. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll talk to you guys soon.